Right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Christiane Hanna, AFP Chicago's president for 2020 and director of development at Advance Illinois. We have a tight timeline this morning, so I'm going to get started. I'd like to welcome and thank you for attending today's annual meeting for our chapter. It's so uplifting and slightly overwhelming to see everyone's smiling face here virtually. I'd like to give a special thanks to our chapter sponsors, Advocate Aurora Health, Campbell and Company, and Joe Like and Associates for their support throughout this year. The annual meeting has always been a special highlight for me, marking the end of AFP Chicago's programming for the year and providing the opportunity to mingle with friends and colleagues before the holiday season revs up. This year is so very different, yet one thing remains true. Our community of AFP Chicago members are inherently social beings, and we revel in the opportunity to connect with, engage, and support each other regardless of the platform we're on. Thank you all for your commitment to AFP Chicago and for engaging with us this year. And now I call on AFP Chicago's immediate past president, Morgan Collier, who will now preside over the 2020 annual meeting.
Thanks, Christiane. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here today. As the immediate past president and chair of the AFP Chicago Committee on Directorship, I'm calling this annual meeting to order. We have one agenda item this morning, and that is the approval of the 2021 slate of officers and directors. I'm proud to present the following slate of officers and directors for election with one-year terms beginning January 1st, 2021. As presented by the AFP Chicago Committee on Directorship for Election, AFP Chicago officer nominees include President Tula Gogolak, CFRE, immediate past president Christiane Hanna, incoming president Nathan Armstrong, treasurer Patricia Broughton, CFRE, secretary Allison Whittlesey, CFRE, vice president of continuous learning Teresa Battaglia, vice president of membership Sarah Danahy, CFRE, vice president of IDEA Ishan Johnson, vice president of resource development Ann Cora. Next up, as presented by the AFP Chicago Committee on Directorship, I'm pleased to present nominees for AFP Chicago directors for approval. They are Dottie Berbois, Christopher Chanston, Judith Coleman, Morgan Collier, Ashley Gill, Elizabeth Halajan, Tim Hammerly, John Hebler, CFRE, Cameron Johnson, CFRE, Anidra Kerr, Derek Lambert, Joseph Like, CFRE, Carrie Lauder, William Nally, Kelsey Nelson, Carlos Trejo, Kimberly Van, and Susan Zellner. We will now vote to elect the slate of nominees for the officers and directors of the AFP Chicago chapter. As a reminder, only current members of AFP Chicago are eligible to vote. Please cast your vote through the polling feature, which will appear on your screen momentarily, and you'll have 30 seconds to vote, and we will announce the results at the end of that time. All right. Thanks everyone for voting. The slate of nominees is approved and elected. Congratulations, you are all hereby installed to your respective offices. And there being no new business, I'm adjourning the 2020 annual meeting. Thanks.
Thank you, Morgan. Today, I wanted to share, we have a special award to announce. The President's Award is presented to a fundraising professional and member who has demonstrated outstanding leadership and service to the AFP Chicago chapter. It's hard to imagine a more deserving recipient of this award than this year's. It is my great pleasure to present the 2020 President's Award to John Hebler, CFRE and Senior Major Gifts Officer at the Illinois Institute of Technology. Now, all who know John will attest that he is an outstanding fundraising professional, dedicated volunteer and leader, and an all-around extraordinary person. His contributions to our chapter, AFP Global, the LGBTQ movement, and our profession at large are tremendous and significant. John has been a member of AFP since 1999, the AFP Chicago chapter since 2009, and AFP Chicago board member since 2012. He served as chapter president in 2017 and played a key role in advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion within our organization. In addition to his role on the chapter board, he served on AFP Global's Diversity Scholarship Task Force, Diversity Art Showcase and Workshop, and was co-chair and member of Global's Diversity and Inclusion Committee. He has also served in leadership roles with 2 AFP chapters in Michigan. His career-long involvement with AFP began after receiving his chapter's Chamberlain Scholarship in the first year of his development career. John, thank you so much for your commitment to strengthening our profession, for your service to AFP Chicago and AFP Global, and on a personal note, for your constant support and guidance, especially during this year. You are an inspiration for us all. And so, on behalf of AFP Chicago, I am honored to present the 2020 AFP President's Award to John Hebler, CFRE.
Thank you, Christiane. Congratulations on your successful presidency. Hello, members and friends of AFP Chicago. The President's Award is meaningful because it's given by my peers on the AFP board, for whom I have much respect, from whom I have learned much about fundraising and governance, and who have all become friends. My AFP affiliation started before I had a fundraising job. While looking to move into fundraising, a friend at Michigan State University invited me to attend the local fundraising day of what is now called AFP. And I'm pleased that that person is with us today. Thank you, Susan. Soon after, I started my first fundraising job and attended the annual AFP International Fundraising Conference. On my first day at that conference, I met people who are still friends today. AFP is the standard bearer for professionalism and ethical practice in fundraising. My AFP peers, locally and globally, have always been there to consult, celebrate, and commiserate through many career successes and a few setbacks. Thank you to the chapter presidents, directors, and committee leaders who I have served with, and to the team at Williams Management Resources, especially to Pam Williams. Any success I have had as a chapter leader is shared with Pam in her behind-the-scenes guidance. AFP members have been mentors to me, starting with that first friend who invited me to fundraising day. I encourage all members to be a mentor through our chapter's peer mentoring program, AFP Global's new Emerging Leaders Mentor Program, or by simply asking a new or even a veteran fundraiser, how are things going for you in your organization and how can I help? The recipient of your mentorship will be a more successful fundraiser because of it. You will gain at least as much as you give. Tula, best wishes for your coming presidency. You have an excellent board ready to accomplish your goals. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Round of applause and congratulations. Now, our next part of the meeting here is to introduce the co-chairs of our 2020 AFP Chicago Fellows Program, Anija Kerr and Joe Like, to introduce our new class of fellows.
Hello, I'm Joe Like, and I am the co-chair, one of the co-chairs of the Fellows Committee. And we'd like to start this morning by recognizing our outgoing class, AFP Fellows class of 2020. It was a very interesting year this year. Everything was virtual. We started out non-virtual and then suddenly went virtual in February. But this is a great group and they've really coalesced online. And I hope they continue to look to AFP for colleagues and wonderful relationships like John spoke about. Vanessa Bonilla, Nina Elazar, Ryan Jameson with Metro Squash. I forgot to say Nina was with Community Health. Ashley Luvo with Treehouse, and Gabrielle Patrick with Cara Chicago. So congratulate all these fellows and wish them luck in moving forward with their career. And I turn over to Andrea,
Amazing.
sorry, Nidra, to give the class of 2021. Nidra?
Thank you so much, Joe, and I forgive you. Now I have the pleasure of passing the baton to our class of 2021. I'm very excited to do so, and I also want to say that this is going into my second year of having the pleasure of co-chairing the Fellows Program with Joe, which has been an absolute pleasure. So thank you so much. We are delighted to welcome our 2021 Fellows class of AFP Chicago, and they are Timmy Arnold with the Honeycomb Project, Marissa Castillo with Heartland Alliance, Kinsey Hunt with Envision Unlimited, Michelle Rashad with Imagine Inglewood, and Luisa Sosa with the Marwin Foundation. And I believe it's actually Imagine Inglewood if. And then Luisa Sosa with the Marwin Foundation. Congratulations. On behalf of Joe and myself and everyone at AFP, we are so excited to welcome you into the program and grateful for your involvement and the opportunity to share this journey with you. And now I will turn it back to Christiane.
Thank you, Anitra and Joe, for your time and commitment to the Fellows Program this year. And congratulations to our Fellows, class of 2021, and best of luck to the Fellows class of 2020. Thank you all for being a part of this program. So as I reflect on this year, I wanted to take some time to acknowledge all the individuals and countless volunteers whose tireless efforts made our chapter run and our programming possible. It was no small task to move all of our traditional offerings to a virtual format, even as many of us were doing the same for our own organizations. What makes AFP Chicago so special is the personal connections, the networking, the opportunities to engage and share best practices. Our volunteers and staff worked hard to recreate this sense of community virtually, and they will continue to do so until we are able to reunite with each other once again in person. First, I want to acknowledge and recognize the AFP Chicago staff at Williams Management Resources as they conclude their final year as chapter administrators. Thank you, Pam Williams, Gail Brooks, Jackie Pfeiffer, and Becky Gilbert for your support during this challenging year and for your nearly 20 years of service to AFP Chicago. Let's do a round of applause, everybody. Under your leadership and guidance, our chapter has grown. It has adapted and evolved to better serve our members every year, getting better and better. Pam, we are incredibly grateful for you and for your team, and we will miss your partnership going forward. I want to especially thank the countless volunteers whose tireless efforts make our chapter run and our programming possible. First, our board of directors and staff. Thank you so much for all that you have put into this year. It has not been an easy year, and everyone has showed up and really rolled up their sleeves to help continue to move our chapter forward. I want to thank the Continuous Learning Council, who had to quickly pivot a year's worth of programming to this virtual format. And I want to mention that was the night before our first program in March that we had to pivot to the virtual platform. So thank you very much to the Continuous Learning Council for making that so seamless. Member engagement volunteers for leading our virtual pop-up discussions and providing fun virtual networking events. The IDEA Committee for leading the much needed and well-received affinity groups this year. Our peer mentoring and fellows program volunteers for providing space for fundraising professionals to grow their skills. And the Faces of Philanthropy Awards Committee for your perseverance as we reimagine this event on a virtual platform. We are so excited to see what you have created in just a few minutes. Thank you all for making our chapter stronger and for helping to navigate 2020. Be sure to check out our programming coming soon for 2021 and take full advantage of your membership. Get involved, volunteer, and engage with other fundraising professionals through our educational programs, through pop-up networking events, virtual Third Thursdays, and our affinity groups. AFP Chicago is your chapter. We're here to be a resource for you. So we encourage you to come in and be present with us. I hope you all join us for the 2020 Philanthropy Awards coming up next. Please use the link in the chat or refer to your email registration to be connected to the awards program. We have about 15 minutes before it starts. We were very efficient this morning with our programming on the annual meeting. So I thank you all for being here. And in a few minutes, please make sure that you pop on over to the awards premiere, which is happening at noon. Wishing you all a peaceful and healthy holiday season. Thank you again, and please enjoy the awards program.